We finally got to take a look at the user interface for the PlayStation 5. It's about damn time. These guys are launching this console in just a few short weeks, less than a month, and they've been very stingy with the details. But with what they shared today, the user interface, some of the features, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. But, you know, going back, looking at the previous PlayStation systems, even the Xbox, I really didn't like how the user interfaces had evolved into, especially on the Xbox. Kind of a mess, in my opinion. It works. They all work. And, of course, you know, some of us will have gripes with the way they look and function. Some of us won't. You know, we didn't really get to take a look at the eShop within the PlayStation 5 in this video, so that's yet to be really determined what it's going to look like. But I would assume the visual style will be very similar to what's being shown in the user interface and what's already currently being done with the, you know, the stores right now within the PlayStation family. So with what they showed today, they started the system off from rest mode straight into Big Boy Sack Adventure, whatever the heck that game is, right? So they resumed their game, boom, right back into that game. And it was kind of neat that there's options within the game that normally would be available in the user interface. So you don't have to leave the game, you know, hit that PlayStation home button and exit out of the game. Even though, you know, the PS4, it's not like you exited the game, but you know what I'm saying? You would leave that screen to go check something and go back into the game. With this, everything's done within the game, so little options will come up. Little control center cards is what they called it. So you'll have these little cards on screen, and you have a few different options with that. There's a captured media card that you use with the create button, where you could see, you know, different screenshots, videos that you took within the game. There's a lot of different things they're doing with that. The activity cards, I thought this was interesting, but really, I don't know how this is going to be perceived until we get these things in our hands. So if you open an activity card, it gives you details of where you are within the game, how long it's going to take, or their estimate to complete where you're at within that game. You can also jump to specific objectives within the game. This feature is not for every game. It's just going to be whatever ones are developed with that feature in mind. But it started making me think of like Nintendo in a sense, where the way they have certain games set up to just be easy type of thing. And I don't know if that's, you know, maybe with this Sack Boys, Big Sack Adventure, whatever, you know, it's more geared toward a younger audience. So they implemented that feature for it, and they're just showing that, hey, this stuff is going to be there for other games with, you know, as long as the developers want to support that. But I don't really like that feature. I guess it's an accessibility feature. I can't really knock it. Some people will get use out of it. Can you complain about? You can complain about whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? But you don't have to use it. So that's why I'm not going to dwell on it. It's just more of a feature I don't think I'll use, but we'll have to wait and see. They also, within those activity cards for the specific game that you're in, you can get little access to help and hints. So it'll give you information on what that objective is that you're trying to accomplish, show you a video that you could pin within, you know, the game and just watch it and see where to go. It's an interesting idea. Accessibility, trying to make things easier for, you know, certain people, I guess, whatever. And that's fine. I don't know how handy that's going to be for a lot of people, but yeah, I could see sometimes like you get into a game. I've played games, it's been more so like older games though, where there'd be an objective, and it's just a poorly programmed game anyway, type of thing, where there'd be an objective and it's just so obscure you don't know what the hell to do. Yeah, I would probably use this feature for something like that, but I probably would be so frustrated with the crappy game to begin with that I would just stop playing. But maybe this feature is going to be implemented to make sure people are still playing these games. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that works. But yeah, they got picture-in-picture mode with that. If you're watching a little video of getting some help, little game facts action without the game facts, it's a video. So, okay, cool. So you can also pin these cards, whatever you want to use to access them quickly within the game that you're playing. And it's cool. A lot of stuff that they showed here was just within a game. The PlayStation button, you could use that to enter into voice chat while in the game, so you're not leaving to enter parties or anything like that. And the one cool thing with parties was you can share with you know, your picture within picture, or pin that as far as what you're doing. You could share videos. You could screen share is really what I was trying to talk about. You could screen share what you're doing Like one of your friends within the party could screen share their gameplay that they're playing right now, and you could put that picture in picture while you're playing your game. I could see that being used where people want to buddy up and be like, oh, dude, you don't know how to do this, or I want to show you this trick type of thing. Like, hey, I found this glitch in the game. Let me show you real quick. Screen share, they'll screen share with you. So that could be kind of neat, actually, now that I think about it. But then, I was having issues on the PS4. People just adding me to parties and shit, and I would just leave them, and people sending me pictures of blurred out boobies and, breasts. Oh my God. Can't talk about them breasts, but some of you guys seen that on one of my live streams. Like, what the heck are these people doing, man? So I kind of stay away from any of those features for the most part, but a lot of people do utilize them. I just don't like the idea of, like, I guess there's settings for all that kind of stuff to make sure people can't send you weird shit, but it still seems to happen to me. We'll just have to wait and see, right? So also another thing with these cards is that if you scroll through them within the game that you're in, it'll show joinable multiplayer matches. They demonstrated playing Destruction All-Stars, how they jumped out of Sackboy, jumped into Destruction All-Stars, got a little game going. They also demonstrated the create button feature to capture screenshots within the game. And you could, capture screenshots and video up to 4K, send them out via social media, as long as you got that set up, to your party members, friends, whatever. You can do little edits within the system. And the other thing that they were talking about was, like, if a developer marks a game, a certain screenshot or video as like a spoiler, maybe that specific section of the game, and you send that to somebody, they'll get a spoiler warning before they open it and take a look. So that could be kind of useful, right? So then they finally did show what the home screen, the actual user interface looks like. And I did kind of like the cards and how all that worked. Definitely, I could see them adding more to that over time. But the UI for the home screen looked very clean. I mean, you just had little icons. Everything was neatly organized, very familiar with what you have access to. Very similar to what, you have access to when you're within the game. But that's kind of the point. Like, you have that stuff accessible within the game without having to go back to the home screen. So pretty cool stuff there. They also showed that typing messages, which, I don't really do, but those people who send me spam messages, I guess they could just voice chat it now instead of sending it, typing it with the controller or, the virtual keyboard or whatever. They have voice dictation, so you could just speak to the controller. Yo, check out my picture, and it'll type that for you. So, okay, not a new technology, but, they implemented it within this, and it seems to be a cool thing for people who like to send messages out to their friends and whatnot. A lot of these features, like, I don't really mess around too much with friends on the PS4 right now, so, maybe when I get the PS5, I'll start expanding upon the people that I play with, but typically I just jump into games and play them, don't really maintain a friends list. So a lot of this stuff really is geared towards people who maintain friend lists. And, however, I know a lot of people, they have their friends lists and it'll be people they actually know type of thing. And that's great. I just, I don't know too many people who play PS4 right now. So the PS5, we'll have to wait and see, man. I know some of you guys out there have sent me requests. I got to go in there and check them out on the PS4. All that stuff will transfer over to the PS5. So maybe we'll start getting some matches going, some Destruction All-Stars. But overall, I thought it was pretty neat, everything that we saw today. Definitely, they'll be expanding upon it. Hopefully, it doesn't evolve into a huge mess over time, especially with their shop, their game store, their downloads and whatnot. I mean, nothing can be as bad as the Nintendo Switch eShop, so at least I have hope with that. We'll just have to wait and see. So, hey, guys, really do appreciate you hanging out with me. Let me know what you think. And I will catch y'all next time. Peace out. Bye-bye. Big ass thumb butt. And boom. Bye.